3 innocent lives wiped out in seconds. A trucker who shouldn't even have been behind the wheel made an illegal left turn across the emergency median brake on the Florida Turnpike. In doing so, his 53-foot trailer was straddled across traffic lanes. Almost immediately, a car ran under the belly of his trailer and left families grieving. And here's the kicker. This guy had not one, but 2 commercial CDL driver's licenses from 2 different states. How does that happen? That's what we're talking about today.
Jim, I can't even begin to wrap my head around the fact that this guy, an illegal immigrant who couldn't even speak English, was able to get 2 professional CDL driving licenses from 2 different states. It's mind-boggling, and to think I can't even get my fishing license renewed on time. But this guy gets 2 CDLs?
Here's a quick recap of what happened, Bernie. On August 12, 2025, in the area of Fort Pierce, Florida, Harjinder Singh, 28, driving a full-size semi-truck with a 53-foot trailer, attempted an illegal U-turn at a restricted median crossover. Those crossovers are for cops, DOT, emergency crews, not for 18-wheelers. When he swung it around to attempt to cross over the median, the trailer jackknifed, blocking the driving lanes with his trailer. A minivan slammed right into it, right under the belly of the trailer. 3 people inside, all killed. Officials said Singh barely spoke English and couldn't explain what road signs meant during English proficiency testing afterward. He failed the test miserably. Out of 12 English-speaking questions, he got just 2 right. Out of 4 traffic sign questions, he only recognized 1.
Man, I got grandkids in kindergarten who can point out a stop sign better than that. I am still scratching my head and wanting to know how in the devil this guy was able to pass a CDL test from 2 different states without knowing how to read or write English. Maybe the better question is this: who is giving the tests and who is handing out those CDLs?
Now here's where it gets messy, so you gotta follow along. Singh was originally from India. He entered the United States illegally back in 2018. 3 years later, in 2021, he was able to obtain a work permit, but that didn't automatically make him legally eligible for a professional CDL driver's license. He was still under federal immigration review. Despite that, in 2023, he obtained a CDL in Washington state, and in 2024, he picked up another CDL in California. This one marked limited term. Neither should have been issued, according to federal DOT and FMCSA rules.
Handing out CDLs to people that can't read or speak English? Is that what California's limited term means? Sounds like limited common sense to me.
In the aftermath of the crash, Secretary of State Marco Rubio has paused the issuance of worker visas for commercial truck drivers, stating that the increasing number of foreign drivers on U.S. roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihoods of American truckers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis didn't just sit back either. He turned all state truck weigh stations into ICE checkpoints. That means every truck weigh scale now doubles as an immigration enforcement check stop. They added new pullover lanes, X-ray scanners, even built a new checkpoint near the Alabama border. Florida's Attorney General launched an investigation into sanctuary states, like California and Washington, for handing out CDLs without verifying the legal status of applicants. At the federal level, DOT and FMCSA are reviewing how states are sharing CDL data, or in this case, not sharing. The judge denied Singh bond, calling him a flight risk, and he's facing multiple counts of vehicular homicide and manslaughter.
He ain't going anywhere, except maybe federal prison, which is where he belongs. Did you see the video of what happened? While this incident was literally taking place, the car going under the belly of his trailer, and this guy just looked back with a poker face, no expression at all. Even during the time when the police arrived, he just stood there. No attempt to help, just stood there.
This crash in Florida involving an illegal immigrant isn't an isolated incident. Many trucking news outlets and data companies like CDL Life, FreightWaves, Trucker News, they've all reported over the years about drivers from other countries without citizenship or legal paperwork getting behind the wheel of big trucks and the deadly aftermath that has followed. How hard is it to correctly figure out that a huge part of the problem is the trucking companies that hire these illegal drivers? The shippers play a part in that as well. Trucking companies need to be held accountable for not doing the necessary background check on each driver, and shippers need to be held accountable for not at least checking the identification of each driver. And I am not talking about a slap on the wrist. They need to be penalized big time for each occurrence. It's the only way to stop this stuff from happening. All states need to abide by the same rules that the federal government lays out when it concerns a commercial driving license. How did we get to the point where individual states think they have the power or authority to make their very own licensing rules and apply them to a federal CDL driving license? This is a major reason that we have incidents like what happened in Florida taking place.
Another problem with every state wanting to do their own thing is this. When there are too many hands in the cookie jar, right hand never knows what left hand is doing. Communication has always been the key to everything in life.
Let me take you back a few years. Do you remember Falcon Transport? They were based near Lordstown, Ohio. Falcon's largest customer was General Motors, and a major part of Falcon Transport's business was delivering GM parts around the country. Falcon Transport had made the fatal mistake of putting too many eggs in one basket and not diversifying enough, and it bit them square in the ass. When GM shut down its Lordstown assembly plant in March 2019, it was a devastating blow to Falcon Transport, who in turn had to shut down the following month in April of 2019. Falcon had 585 drivers at the time of the shutdown, and most of them were left stranded around the country. I knew a driver that worked for Falcon when the sudden shutdown happened. Fuel cards were shut off, company phones went dark. He called me in a panic. "Jim, I can't even get fuel to get home." Now, Falcon Transport's situation wasn't about immigration, but it shows how companies play fast and loose with drivers' lives. No accountability. If they need to, they'll leave a driver dangling in the wind. If they need steering wheel holders to fill seats, they will fill those seats any way they can, legally or illegally. Not all trucking companies are like that, but a lot of them sure are. And I know that because of incidents like the one that just happened in Florida. After all, it was a trucking company that hired this guy, right?
Jim, you know what I often wondered about? You know those messages you hear on the phone or see at the ATM? Press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish. I wonder if Mexico or other countries have an English option on their phones or ATMs.
Don't know about that one, Bernie. But here's the truth when it comes to who is delivering the freight. Shippers and receivers rarely check who's in the seat of that truck and who is picking up or delivering the freight. As long as the freight shows up, no one cares if the driver's legal, licensed, or qualified. States passing out CDLs to illegal immigrants, trucking companies chasing cheap labor, brokers pushing loads out fast to make a buck. Everyone's complicit.
Yeah, I read where Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy released a statement saying that California has conducted roughly 34,000 inspections that found at least one violation of the English proficiency standard. But only one inspection resulted in a driver being taken out of service. Wow, I wonder what the odds are of California doing 34,000 truck inspections and only finding a grand total of one driver that was illegal and put out of service. Talk about looking the other way.
Bottom line, if the federal government wants to fix the problem, they need to close the CDL loopholes. States must sync databases so everyone has the same updated information. Require real English proficiency and sign tests at every weigh station. And hold companies, shippers, and brokers accountable with huge fines each and every time a tragedy happens, and they are found responsible for allowing it to happen by not strictly enforcing the rules. Because until the whole chain is fixed, we're going to keep seeing tragedies like what happened in Florida.
If you've seen or heard about an incident involving an illegal immigrant driver, leave us a comment and tell us about it. Subscribe for more trucking truth, and together we'll keep hammering this issue till somebody listens.
We are trying to grow this channel to help truck drivers along with educating the general public. You can help us out by smashing that like button and the notification bell. Remember to subscribe and share this with another driver. Protect your load, protect your rig, and protect yourself.
Leave us a comment below with your thoughts and ideas. If it's a good idea, we will share it with everyone. Well, my friends, stay safe and stay loaded out there. Catch you on the rebound. Remember to keep that left door closed and your hands on the wheel.